we'll get started then. So welcome to our little Energise and Rise session. It's just 30 minutes today, and it's a bit of a fusion of breathing, mobility, yoga, just basically to get the whole body kind of moving and stretched out, starting the weekend, feeling all limber and ready to go. So let's have our feet hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. We can just take a soft bend in the knees, lengthening the tailbone down towards the earth, and then lengthening up through the spine, through the back of the neck, up through the crown of the head. And maybe just softening down the eyes, closing down the eyes, softening the face. Just as we settle in and starting to bring our awareness inwards. So when we're saying that, it just means kind of bringing your focus to your body, to any sensations in your body, any feelings, physical feelings, kind of any aches, pains, or you might be feeling super energized, ready to go. So just bringing your awareness to yourself, rather than focusing on thoughts of the day or the week. And then slowing the breathing down, so paying attention to your breathing, maybe taking a slightly longer inhale, slightly longer exhale. And then as we inhale, really start to feel the chest expanding, the rib cage expanding. Nice long full inhales and slow full exhales. Okay, maybe just blinking open the eyes if you have them closed. Just bring our arms into our breathing. So as we inhale, let's sweep our arms up to the ceiling. And as we exhale, bringing the hands down your center line of your body. And then as we inhale, bringing the hands back up to the chest, so just back up the center. And then exhaling back down. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling up to the chest. And exhaling down. We'll do this a few more times, so just follow your own rhythm. Inhaling to come up and exhaling to come down. Just keeping it slow and steady. Just taking one or two more rounds. Just calming the body right down. And then just letting your hands drop down by your side when you're ready. We'll take our neck stretches, so just dropping one ear down to the shoulder. Stretching out the side of your neck, then semi-circling down so your chin meets your chest. And then up the other way. And just taking some little semicircles, pausing where you need to, just being mindful of how your neck is feeling today. Then bringing your head back to center, taking some shoulder rolls. So nice slow circles with the shoulders, really trying to find the full kind of range of movement. Taking some circles the other way as well. And then just letting your shoulders melt back and down. Bringing our hands in front of us, opening up the arms, opening up the chest. Take a nice big inhale here. And then as we exhale, folding the arms round, kind of giving ourselves a hug. Inhale, opening up the arms, opening up the chest, maybe looking up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, folding in. Inhaling out and exhaling in. Okay, next time we have our arms outstretched, let's leave them out there. So really reaching out to the sides. So dropping our shoulders away from our ears, wiggling the fingers. So just working into all of our finger joints. And then let's clench our fists and then point our fists down towards the earth. So you should get a stretch along the top of your arms here. So yeah, palms facing down towards the earth, clench the fists, and then point your fist down. And then keeping the arms outstretched, let's point the fists up. So you might feel a stretch along the underside of your arm. And then if we can, let's stretch out our fingers so you feel like you're pushing the walls away from you. Good. Okay, shaking out the hands, shaking out the arms. Hands back down by the side. As we inhale, let's raise one arm up to the sky and exhale into our side stretch. Inhaling back to center and exhaling down. Same on the other side. Inhaling up, exhaling into the stretch. Inhaling to bring yourself back up and exhaling to center. Just finding a nice flowing movement here. We don't need to come into your full 100% stretch. It's just opening up the side body. So just finding a nice gentle kind of flowy movement with your breathing. Inhaling up, exhaling down, back to center, and exhaling down. Trying to keep your feet nice and grounded here, so keeping the weight even in your feet. You can have a soft bend in your knees, that's fine. Okay, taking one more each side. And then we'll all meet standing in our kind of central position. Let's take some twists. So let's just let our hands flop from side to side, bending into the knees a little bit here. You might have some cracking going on in the knees, I always do. It's fine. Just waking up the hips, the knees, the ankles. Good, okay, coming back round to center. Okay, we're going to twist over to our right. And we're going to run that right hand all the way down the outside of our left leg, bending into the knees, coming kind of into like a little crouched position. Then as we inhale, we're going to come back up to standing, all the way up, reaching up with the hands, and then running the hands all the way back down our center line, this time keeping our legs straight. Reaching down with our hands, it doesn't matter if you can't touch the floor, it really doesn't. And then again, reaching up with our hands up to the ceiling. And then back down to our center line. To the other side, so twisting to the left. Running that left hand down the outside of your right leg. Bringing yourself round to center, bending the knees. And then as you kind of bring yourself up, keeping a nice curve, so you feel like a big beach ball is kind of inflating underneath you, reaching up to the ceiling. And then running the hands all the way back down as we exhale, firming up the legs, straightening up the legs, so getting a nice stretch down the back of your hamstrings. And then again, all the way up. This is another little Qigong move for those who've been to the Tuesday class. You might recognize it. Twisting over to the left. Exhale as you run that right hand down the left side of your leg. Coming to center, inflating like there's a ball beneath you, reaching up to the sky. Exhaling as you come down, straightening the legs, so opening up the backs of the legs, reaching down towards the floor and then stretching the arms up and out, all the way up to the ceiling as you come up again. And then run your hands back down your center line to the other side. So we exhale as we come down, inhale to come up. But don't worry too much if you can't follow all the breathing on this one, because there's a lot going on. So just nice, slow, steady breaths. Okay, we'll just take one more each side. Twist, slide down, bend into the knees, uncurl, inflating like a beach ball. And then running the hands all the way down, straightening the legs. Reaching the arms up and away, straightening the arms. And back down to center. To the other side, twist. And slide. Turn. And inflate up. And exhaling down, straightening the legs, hinging from the hips. Reaching down to the floor and then reaching up and away from you. Good. Okay, this time we'll come all the way back down our center line, bending into the knees, hinging from the hips, coming into our forward fold. So let's just let the head hang heavy here. Bend the knees as much as you need to so your hands can touch the earth, or if you do have any yoga blocks, you can use those. We just want to really relax the neck here, so giving the head a little bit of a shake. A little nod. And then we'll slowly bend further into the knees, coming into a little ball. So we want to come up onto our toes here. Walking our hands forward, lowering our knees down to the mat. Keeping the toes tucked under, coming into a little bit of a foot stretch. So just finding your foot stretch. If you need to bring your weight forward a little bit, if it's too intense, please do so. If you find it doesn't hurt at all, then you can maybe bring your weight back onto your heels. Just trying to make sure your toes stay tucked under. Just staying here for a couple of breaths wherever you are. And then everyone coming forward, maybe just tapping out your feet on the mat. Giving your feet a little shake, maybe taking some little circles with your ankles. And then we'll find our all fours position. So spreading out the hands nice and wide. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and toes pointing directly away from you. We'll come into our cat-cow first of all. So as we inhale, taking our gaze forward, belly dips down to the ground, tailbone up to the sky. And as we exhale, pushing up the other way, really curving into the spine before we inhale again, gazing forward. Exhaling, pushing up. So just taking some of this in your own time as well, just trying to follow your breathing, being really gentle with your spine. It is early in the morning, well, relatively early. So just slowly waking up all those muscles in the back and the front of your body, working into the hips. And then we can maybe take some movement side to side. So just bringing the left shoulder around to meet the left hip and then over to the right. Again, just finding a little stretch through your side body, into the side of your hips. And then let's go a bit freestyle. So taking whatever movements you feel that you need to make with your spine. You can kind of go round and round. You can stick with your normal cat-cows, the side to sides if that felt good for you. Okay, and then let's meet in our neutral spine. So really pushing kind of down through the hands, engaging through the shoulders, pulling our belly button back towards our spine. So we want to feel our core engaged all around our abdomen area. And let's stretch our left leg out first. So tucking the toes under, just finding an opening in the back of the leg, really pushing out through that left heel. And then lifting the left leg up to hip height. We're going to take some circles with that leg. So keeping the leg straight to begin with, just taking some little circles in both directions. And then we can bend into the knee and take some bigger circles. So bringing that knee kind of all the way up and round to the side. Pushing down evenly through your hands and your other leg here. So trying to keep as stable a position as possible while we're just moving into that hip. Okay, stretching that left leg back out again. This time we're going to reach out the right fingertips, so palm facing inwards and just resting the little pinky on the floor. So left leg, right arm. And as we inhale, we're going to lift the arm and the leg together up to shoulder, hip height. And exhale down, just tapping the earth. Inhale up. Exhale down, so really engaging through the core here. Suck that belly button back towards the spine. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more times. Good. Okay, leaving the right fingertips stretched out. We'll bring the left knee back, so back to kneeling. Stretching out with those right fingertips. And then we'll sweep back and round into our shoulder circles. So bringing that right hand back, up and round. If that is too intense on your shoulder, you can always just bring your right hand to your shoulder and just take some shoulder circles with your elbow, which is slightly less intense on your shoulder. So just find your variation if you need to. Okay, taking one more nice big circle and then letting that hand come down onto the mat, so back into our all fours position. Finding our neutral spine, engaging the core, kind of pushing up through the backs of the shoulders. Other side, so right leg points out, keeping the right toes tucked under, pushing back through the right heel. Finding a nice opening kind of down the back of the ankle, the calf, the knee, maybe into your hamstring. And then slowly lifting that leg up, and let's take our little circles with the leg straight first of all. And then bending into the knee, let's take some nice big circles, bringing that knee all the way kind of up and round. And again, you can take circles in both directions. Okay, stretching out that right leg again, so tucking the toes under. We'll do the same with the left hand. So palm facing inwards, little pinky finger just resting on the mat, spreading out the fingers. And as we inhale, let's lift up leg and arm together. Exhale down. We're trying not to collapse in the lower back here, so really strong through that core. Lifting up, tapping down. 2 more, nice and slowly, inhaling to come up, exhaling down. 1 more. Good. Okay, leaving the left fingertips pointing out, we'll just bring the right knee back in line with the left, reaching out with the left hand, and then swinging that left arm back, up and round. Really reaching out with the fingertips if you're extending the whole arm. If you do just want to hold on to the shoulder, that's also absolutely fine. Just really trying to work into that whole shoulder movement. Okay, bringing the left hand down back to your all fours position. We'll take a little modified child's pose here. So keeping your knees and feet hip distance apart, just sinking the hips back. And here you can really kind of push with your hands to get your hips as far back as you can. If your hips don't quite meet, you can always put a block or a cushion or another yoga mat, anything kind of between your ankles and your hips, which can make it a bit more comfortable position. But wherever you are, kind of using your hands on the floor just to push your hips away from you. And then you can slowly kind of slide the hands forward and start to push the armpits. We'll kind of have the intention of melting the armpits down towards the mat. You should get a nice stretch kind of down the underside of your armpits into your ribs. And taking some breaths here, keeping your arms straight, so really engaging the arms, strong arms here. So stretching out the lower back, the upper back maybe, trying to push those armpits down to the floor, stretching across the back of the shoulders. Okay, and then everyone bringing themselves back up to all fours, leaving your hands where they are, so they should be slightly further forward, and then bringing your shoulders over your wrists, so coming into a little half plank pose here. And then we'll do 3 little press-ups. So keeping the elbows squeezed in as we lower down. You don't have to lower down far, just a couple of inches even. 3 of those, trying to keep that core nice and strong. And then again, shifting the hips back, coming back into our child's pose, stretching out. So with these little press-ups, we're just building up strength. So you really just take it as far as you need to. It's more important that we have the elbows squeezing in. Okay, and again, shifting forwards into our half plank. If you do want a stronger challenge, you can come up to your full plank here, and then 3 little press-ups. Keep those elbows in, so elbows in line with your wrists and shoulders, and again, coming back to our little child's pose. Stretching out the arms, really pushing those hands kind of away from you, pushing the hands down onto the floor, stretching out the armpits into the rib cage, and then coming forward one more time, 3 little press-ups. Good. Okay, this time we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the hips up nice and high, so coming up into a down dog, but we're just going to stretch out the legs here, so don't worry too much about alignment here. We just want to get some movement into the legs, so just paddling out one foot then the other, really pushing down with your hands, and then we're slowly going to take that little paddling movement, walking our feet just up to our hands or up to the front of the mat, keeping our feet hip distance apart, and then we're slowly going to uncurl our way all the way up to standing. Good. Reaching the arms up high to the sky, and then exhaling, coming back down into a forward fold. Bending into the knees. Inhaling, let's take a little halfway lift, so hands just come to the shins. Reaching forward with the crown of your head, so finding a flat back position. And then we'll bring the hands down to the mat. Let's step back with our left foot. Lower that back knee down to the ground, so coming into a low lunge, sweeping the arms up high. Maybe wiggling that front foot forward if you need to, if you want to sink the hips down a little further. Let's bring our right hand to our right hip and reach up and over with our left. So finding a nice opening all down the left side of your body. Bringing the left hand down beside the right foot, reaching the right hand up to the sky, coming into our twist. And then bringing the right hand down inside that right foot. Let's wiggle the right foot out to the side of the mat, or just a little bit further out than your hands, and point the toes at a little bit of a diagonal. You can come up onto your fingertips here, or if you need some support for your hands, that's absolutely fine. Wherever we are, just trying to sink into those hips. So we're really opening up the front of the left hip into the right hip. It's a great hip opener there. Good. Okay, wiggling that right foot back in between your hands, tucking the left toes under, stepping forward with that left foot, halfway lift. And then again with the same with the other side, so stepping the right foot back this time, nice big step back, lowering that back knee down to the ground, sweeping up into our low lunge. Left hand comes to the left hip, right hand up and over, really pushing down into that front leg, so nice strong legs. Then bringing the right hand down beside the left foot, left fingertips up to the sky. And bringing the left hand inside the left foot, wiggling that left foot out, toes pointing out at a little diagonal. This is our lizard pose. So just settling into your lizard pose, just finding wherever you need to be for that, maybe having some support for your hands. And just really relaxing all around that hip area. So letting go of any tension around your hips. Bringing that left foot back inside our left hand, so just wiggling it back to center, tucking the back toes under, stepping forward into our halfway lift. And then forward fold. Let's let the head hang heavy. Giving the head a shake, a nod. You can bend into the knees here. Remember, bending the knees is always fine. And then uncurling all the way up to standing. When we are there, reaching the hands up to the ceiling. And exhaling back down to your side. Let's take a couple more of those. Inhaling up. Exhaling down, stretching the arms out. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. This time we'll bring our hands down through our cactus position, so bringing the kind of elbows bent in line with the shoulders, and then squeeze the elbows behind you. So let's open up the chest, maybe taking a little mini back bend, and then slowly bringing the arms all the way down behind you, clasping the hands behind your back. Working on straightening the arms here. If you can't, really don't worry, just try and open up the chest, so just squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other. Taking your gaze up towards the ceiling. And then releasing the hands. Inhaling back up. Exhaling down. One more. Inhale up. And then bringing the hands back down the center line. Slowly, slowly, maybe closing down the eyes. Nice long exhale. And then letting the hands just drop down by your sides. Maybe closing the eyes, softening the face, softening the jaw, the forehead. And feeling really grounded down through your feet. So really noticing kind of where the weight is, the pressure is in your feet. Trying to get the weight even through all four corners of both feet and really ground down through that pressure. And at the same time, then feeling a lengthening. So maybe straightening up your legs, lengthening the tailbone down towards the floor. So extending up through the spine, lengthening up through the spine, through the back of the neck, up through the crown of the head. Lifting the shoulders up to the ears. Nice big inhale and exhale. Shoulders melt back and down. Taking some full cleansing breaths here. So nice full inhale like we did at the beginning. Filling up the chest, the torso, the belly even. And maybe sighing out the exhale. Take a couple more of those. Inhale, fill your body with air. And sigh it out. One more big inhale. And exhale. Letting your breathing just return to normal. Then bringing your hands together into your prayer position in front of your heart center and blinking open your eyes. Thank you, everybody. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.